I'm Casey Calvert.
I'm Leanna Lovings.
I'm Corey Chase.
I'm Bree Mills, and you're listening to the Adult Time Podcast. If you were a sex ed teacher for a day.
Ooh.
Okay, so you've got one day to teach the world.
Okay.
What lessons would you teach?
It's a lot of power.
It is, and we like power dynamics.
You know what I would teach, actually? Objectification of men. Oh, fuck yeah.
Let's hear the curriculum.
Curriculum. So little setup story. First of all, nobody can objectify a man like I can.
That is a challenge for anybody who wants to.
When I first took up with my husband, we were talking about street harassment, and he was a young, stupid boy. So he said some stupid things. Like he was like, oh, I don't really know. It's not that bad. What are you talking about? Like, objectification is not a big deal. One woman yelled at me one time and I liked it, and I was like, okay. And so we were having grown-up cuddle. We were having sex. And I was just like, you're so handsome. Like, oh, like your fucking muscles. Like, look at me, your eyes. Oh, baby. And I'm going on and on and on about it, which, sounds good at first. And then eventually he was like, just stop. And I was like, oh, I know that face. Are you feeling objectified? And he was like, no, it's just, it feels like it doesn't matter that it's me. And I'm like, well, that's what that means. Stupid. And I think that would probably help women a lot too, is if they just, allowed themselves to enjoy their partners, especially their male partners. Because, as a woman, like I know what it feels like to be objectified. Mm-hmm. I get it. And I think that it kind of like closes that gap a little bit. I'm being very like gender binary right now. I'm sorry. But, I don't really see this happening so much in my queer relationships. Mm-hmm. It's not really an issue. So yeah, just objectifying men, just like going them over top to bottom. And I think that when a cis guy knows that you're really looking at him, I think that they try harder, because it feels like, first of all, you care. And second of all, they're embarrassed when they fall short.
Right.
And then it's better for you anyway. One of my pet peeves in the industry is not a lot of the male talent take care of their feet. And I like nice feet, which is partly why I like Nathan Bronson so much, is that he takes care of his feet.
He's got some good feet. He's a handsome guy from tip to tail, for sure.
He is. But, he's very well groomed, and that includes his nails. And a lot of male talent, that's a blind spot for them, is their feet and their nails in general.
Yeah.
So
by letting them know, then they're going to be more aware.
Just letting them know your foot's going in my mouth. Ooh, it's ugly. You're like, what did you do? Then they're going to be embarrassed, and next time maybe those nails will be trimmed properly.
There you go. This is a good segue into my next question, which is what are some of the qualities that you find the most attractive, and what are some of the biggest red flags, or the qualities you find the least attractive?
Biggest red flags. The biggest red flags are when people don't think through how to make things happen, because like we all have fantasies, but they'll just like pitch something and I'll be like, great, how are we going to do that? And they expect you to do it for them, or they don't know, and it just falls apart right there. So people who don't really think things through is definitely a big red flag for me. As for what's attractive, I'm a very shallow person, very shallow. So I really like pretty eyes with really long eyelashes. I'm also super hypocritical. I have like the most lesbian-y nails ever. But, I like when women have polish on their nails. I really like a French manicure. I like high femmes. I like mommy all the way, jewelry, dresses, heels. I like when a woman lets me call her mommy, or if she's going to call me mommy, that's pretty great too. I'm happy either way. Boys, what do I like on guys? I actually really like facial hair. For me, the taboo dynamic isn't really about age. Actually that scene, this just keeps coming up today, that scene with Coco, Seth knows what I like. And so in between takes, or just like discreetly, he was like putting his mouth next to my ear and going like, hey, mommy, because he knows I like that. Even though Seth is not like a little twink or something. Yeah, he's a grown guy.
Yeah.
But it's still really dirty to me to hear him say that. I like to watch like people do inappropriate things, like really, really busty women, like sucking their thumb, which is not something they would normally do. Because to me, it just looks like, oh, she is just doing that for sex. Like, I'm sorry. I can talk for like
No,
an
no,
hour.
this is-
I'm so sorry. I'm just like,
Just taking notes over here.
it's like, I'm like, she's either going to like be into it or she's going to start crying. And we'll
No, like this is all wonderful. Like I said, I was really looking forward to having a chance to have, beyond just text conversations with you. So this is amazing. How do you approach consent within your relationships? Obviously, consent's a huge thing within our professional world.
How do I approach consent within my relationships? I haven't really had a lot of problems with it. I don't feel like consent is difficult. And when people act like it's really difficult, I'm like, are you okay? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Because like I did when I was younger, but it was the culture I had lived in. And it wasn't that I didn't understand. It was just that, the standards weren't there. And it wasn't like expected of me. I didn't expect it of myself. And now I'm like horrified, like, why would you do that? And thank God I don't think I hurt anybody. But it's real easy to just ask somebody, and it's hot too, because it's just more dirty talk. Like if you go up to someone, you're like, oh, can I kiss you? Or like, oh, you're so beautiful. Can I touch you or something? It's, we make this big deal about like consent is sexy, and it's kind of comes off as a little twee sometimes, but it is. It's like if someone's like really into it and they're really wanting and they're horny and, they're expressing that. And yeah. And as for when something doesn't go well, I've never had trouble making it known to a partner that I don't want something. And I don't know if you do have trouble, making it known to a partner that you don't want something, I'd say it's more an issue with the partner than with the person doing the communicating.
Yeah.